Once the price of Bitcoin breaks out of this key line of resistance, we are expecting the upcoming days to be very, very bullish. But will it happen today? Or is it going to take some more time before the price of Bitcoin starts this actual impulsiveness? As you can see, guys, I have prepared some very, very interesting chart which is indicating us or pointing us where the price of Bitcoin in the medium short term, where the price of Bitcoin for the upcoming days might be possibly hitting. So before I start talking about these scenarios, please try that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now, if you look at the price action of Bitcoin here in a 4-hour time frame, you can see, guys, we are forming a bullish scenario known as falling wedge. Falling wedge is a bullish continuation pattern once we flip the upper trend line resistance into proper support. So in our case, you can see, guys, whenever the price of Bitcoin has tried to break out from this upper trend line, what has happened after that? The price of Bitcoin after that has always showed a bigger retracement. Yes, you heard that correctly. Getting rejection on this upper trend line has always resulted in a bigger retracement, even though this here is considered as a bullish continuation pattern. Now, what I'm going to do here, I am going to add the CPR indicator, because if we combine this falling wedge with the CPR, the leading indicator, then we can see very clearly, guys, this lower trend line could be acting as a support along with this CPI indicator, the central CPI line. But I just want you guys to be careful. Even though this is considered as a bullish continuation pattern, what could be playing out here? A shakeout. Price coming back to test the bottom CPI line, which is around 28,000, and then starting a new impulsive movement here like this. Because on my previous video, I made it very, very clear. The price of Bitcoin, right? The price of Bitcoin in the past price action has seen a retracement around 0.5, 0.618 Fibonacci line before turning bullish. I mean, if you simply look at this formation here, higher highs, higher lows continuation, right? Now, what I want you guys to look at is this Fibonacci line from this low till this high. The price of Bitcoin during this uptrend showed a retracement around 0.5, 0.618 Fibonacci line before starting another impulsiveness. Now, if we look at price movement from this low till this high, another similar scenario unfolded. I mean, the price of Bitcoin during this uptrend showed another retracement where we got attracted between 0.5, 0.618 Fibonacci line, just like from the past price action, before starting this new impulsiveness. Now, we are going to add another Fibonacci line from this low till this high. And if we are going to see another continuation here to the downside, you can see 0.5, 0.618 is the line where we could be getting attracted before starting a new impulsive movement like this. Yes, guys, the price of Bitcoin, even though it might be forming some bullish formation, please be careful. There might be some shakeout, one more pullback here to the downside, liquidating the over average longs, and then starting a new impulsive movement. Because if you look here to the downside, RSI is below 50, which is a bearish sign. MACD is still flashing bearish crossover. T3CCI also in a bearish territory. So indicators aren't that bullish at the moment. But if you look at this in a bit different way, I mean, using this dead cat bounce scenario which is playing out right now in price action of Bitcoin, I was very clear. Even though this decent broadening wedge will be looked as a bullish continuation pattern, in the medium short term there might be some shakeout. Price forming this 1, 2, 3 reversal formation, just like as shown here in an example. The point 2 is the area where the dead cat bounce happened, and this dead cat bounce retracement around 50%. You can see this retracement of 50%, just like as shown here in an example. And now if we are going to see another continuation here to the downside, then we have to monitor this trend duration. I mean, the original trend duration is clearly hitting it to downside, and in that case 28,000 to 28,400 to be retested. Yes, that's why, guys, that's why this 28,000 here in the medium short term is definitely going to be considered as a line where we could be getting attracted before price chooses an actual trend duration. But in the medium short term, let's suppose the price of Bitcoin starts showing impulsiveness. What must happen in that case? In that case, we have to break the resistance from this top CPI line and also the resistance from this falling trend line, which is going to be in between 29,600, 29,700 range. If we can flip that into support, then this bearish scenario, I mean this dead cat bounce, is going to be invalidated, and price after that is expected to show another continuation here like this, because this is a bullish continuation pattern. I mean, descending broadening wedge. Once the upper trend line resistance gets flipped into support, it is going to be looked as a continuation pattern here to the upside. Now let me show you with another example why in case of shakeout, in case of retracement around 28,000, there is nothing to worry about as long as we remain above that range. Now those who have watched my video from yesterday, you guys know we did talk about this formation, falling trend line breakout, where the price is forming higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern type of formation, just like I've shown here in an example. But in our case, there might be some more retracement just like this one here, higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern formation. This is exactly what we are also expecting the price of Bitcoin to do, higher highs, higher lows continuation. So even if the price of Bitcoin in the medium short term does get attracted towards this rising trend line, which is going to be around 28,000, we are still going to form a higher low. So this will still be considered as higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern type of formation. So that is another reason why the price, even if it's going to show any sort of a retracement in a weekly time frame, will be looked as a temporary retracement. Now, even if we look at this in a bigger frame, again here in a weekly time frame, according to this descending channel, the upper trend line was considered as a line of resistance, lower trend line was considered as a line of support. In our case, we have already broken out of this key line, right, the resistance line. So in the medium short term, if we do see any sort of a weakness, if the price does show any sort of a bearishness, then our indicator, I mean the crypto Anup buy sell indicator, will be acting as additional support around 27,800, 28,000 range. So any sort of a pullback around that area will be looked as a temporary pullback as long as we remain above it. But if we fail to hold this key line, then we know this entire bullish scenarios are going to be invalidated, and price after that is expected to show continuation here to the downside, where we could be forming lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern type of formation. Now beside this example, guys, even if we look at this in a smaller time frame using this Wyckoff's distribution schematic event and phases, nothing much has changed since our previous update. I mean, the price of Bitcoin is still in this phase E, where we could be seeing some sort of a relief rally, but at the end the price is going to follow this original trend direction. And if this is going to happen, if the price does start breaking into the downside, then you can see, guys, 28,000 is the area where we could be getting attracted. So according to this Wyckoff's distribution schematic event and phases, we have to be careful because the price is clearly lacking bullish momentum, and we are also forming more of a lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern type of formation. So that's why we have to be careful. We have to monitor the price moving around 28,000 here to the downside, and to the upside around 29,600, 29,700 range, because according to this example, this simple trend line actually is flashing us a lot of information. In the past price action, this exact line acted as a strong line of support. This exact line, which previously acted as support, rejected the price of Bitcoin. So that's why in the medium short term, we definitely need the previous temporary resistance line to be flipped into proper support if we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to show another movement here in this manner, avoiding the bearish scenario which I just showed you. So please, guys, please monitor the price movement carefully around this range, because if the price does wants to show actual impulsiveness, then 29,600, 29,700 must be flipped into proper support. And by doing that, we are going to be invalidating the bearish scenario, which is also lining up parallelly for Bitcoin. So this is what I see looking at the price action of Bitcoin in a different time frame using different scenarios. Now, before I conclude this video, I just want to aware you guys about this Bybit World Series of Trading competition with total prize pool of 8 million USDT. Yes, guys, if you want to join my squad, if you want to trade along with me, the link is in the description down below. Feel free to check it out, or you can simply scan this QR code. That's it. So by saying this, I'm signing out until tomorrow. Bye-bye.